The vice president sounded off yesterday going after Republican governors for busing illegals to sanctuary cities, including her D.C. residents. And she's still blaming everybody else for the crisis she's supposed to fix. Let's watch and listen.
They're playing games. These are political stunts with real human beings who are fleeing harm. The previous administration, they decimated a system that was designed to address immigration. And so we have been spending, in the last 18 months we've been in office, spending an incredible amount of time and work and resources to reconstruct that system.
Despite the record number of encounters with illegal immigrants at our border, Democrats want DHS and DOJ to spend time investigating Governor DeSantis flying migrants to Martha's Vineyard. First of all, your quick reaction to that part of the story.
Well, I mean, who's playing games here? You know, on day one, they rescinded Remain in Mexico, which created this whole crisis. You know, quite frankly, Harris, it's a self-inflicted wound, but it's of devastating proportions. We have almost 5 million illegal immigrants now that have come across since the administration started. Kamala Harris has really never gone down, but maybe one time, and not where the hot points are. My Texans are being overrun down in the valley by this. And a lot of discussion there's a lot of discussion today about the fentanyl crisis, which is the #1 killer now of the youngest generation. 100,000, dying this year, over, enough to kill the entire population 7 times over. Biggest human trafficking crisis in our lifetime. I think what my governor, Greg Abbott, and DeSantis are trying to illustrate is, look, we deal with this day in and day out, and we're giving them a dose of their medicine so they can see what has happened as a result of their policies. And I commend Governor Abbott and DeSantis for doing this, because they don't see it up there like we do in Texas, and it is devastating.
You know what? I mentioned that I was just there just a few days ago. It's been this week. And I want to piggyback off of something you said, because a lot of people don't know about Operation Lone Star. That is what your state is doing right now. Your state's Department of Public Safety, your state's sector Border Patrol agents, and your state's state police are getting together and trying to catch illegals 24 hours a day. They took me up, DPS of Texas took me up in a chopper this week. I want to share some of that. Let's watch.
This administration is letting them loose in the United States. That's why Governor Abbott and DeSantis are starting to bust them out of Texas. Because they get let loose into Texas and we're just overwhelmed. See him running right here, Ferris?
Yep, I see him.
I'm going to put him on your side, this to go around. They're hugging the tree line right there, running,
there they are.
Going back in.
So this is just some sort of fake dance that the government is doing now, making us think that they're keeping us safe by stopping these guys and then letting them go. It's so fake.
Makes no sense. We've got 5 runners, 6 runners.
Yeah.
6 of them right there.
Brian, do you see him?
Yeah.
You got him? No, they're out in the open now. Oh, look at that. And they're still running.
Oh, yeah.
We chased them for a couple of hours. We took off 12 hours of time that Border Patrol on the ground would have taken likely to keep going. They'd already been searching for like 7 hours by the time our chopper got there. And it was 15 people. Right. They had to bring in multiple vehicles to take them out. You are under siege along the border.
We are, and you sense the frustration that we see all the time. It's a movie I've seen. It's the worst movie I've seen now. I've seen it for 20 years, but this is the absolute worst I've seen it. And the governor called me and said, "What more can I do?" This is a federal responsibility, not a state responsibility. And yet my state has stepped up to the plate and put millions of dollars into protecting the border with our great Texas DPS, working with the Border Patrol agents. By the way, Border Patrol agents despise Mayorkas. They turn their backs on him because in their words, sir, Secretary, you turned your back on us. And this busing is done really out of complete frustration as to what more can we do. You know, when I chaired Homeland Security, working with the prior administration, we got this border secure, and they unraveled everything by rescinding Remain in Mexico. They are complicit with the deaths of all these children and the human trafficking, and this didn't have to happen. It's a completely self-inflicted wound.